Hello and welcome to History Edulearn. Today you are with Bhavarth Mandrekar and we are going to study new lesson from 10th standard history, early trade activities. Students, trade has been important part of everyone's life. Not today, but right from ancient time, it had taken important space in human life. Actually, trade is as ancient as mankind. So today, in this lesson, for the introduction of early trade activities, we will be studying about the trade and the trade relation that India had with the ancient Greek and Roman Empire. There are lot many Roman coins found in Indian subcontinent. This proves that there was a relationship between India with the European countries in the past. So along with that, at the time of excavation, there are some evidences found and this proved that there was a trade relationship of India with the Mesopotamia. Where is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia is the place on the borders of Iran, Syria and that region. So we had a trade relation with Mesopotamia. Along with that, we know that in the ancient time, right from the 14th century till the 17th and 18th century, the Arab and the Europeans traders used to have the trading relationship with the eastern part. And especially this Mediterranean Sea and the Baltic Sea were the two commercial highways in ancient time. Now where is this Mediterranean Sea and the Baltic Sea? It is almost landlocked sea and it is engulfed by different countries of Europe, Morocco and all, Turkey, Egypt and all these countries. It is landlocked by these countries. So that is the Mediterranean and Baltic Sea. Earlier it was known as Atlantic Sea, but later on it known as Baltic and the Mediterranean Sea. So that was important commercial highway during this time. During the same time, the important cities like Genoa and Venice grew in Europe. Genoa and Venice, these are the two cities in Italy. Actually, they are very close to each other, just 300 kilometers distance between Genoa and Venice. Genoa is very famous because this is the birthplace of Christopher Columbus, who discovered America. We know that, we will be studying about him. And Venice, again, important city in Italy. So this grew as important cities in Europe and in the world. That time, there was a Silk Route. What is Silk Route? This Silk Route was a route by which the silk was carried from China to the South Asia and European countries. So that is what the Silk Route, and this Silk Route was an important link that connected East and the West countries of the world. Next we have the class, the commercial class that grew as the richest class of the world because of the trade relation in further course of time. But here the sea routes are quite safer, they are convenient and also not under control of any country. That's why the traders, the sailors, they felt the need to discover new sea routes. Traders of Europe, they realized the importance of wealth in the East. East was famous for spices, for cotton textile, silk and so many items, and that's why they were attracted towards eastern countries. China, India, Africa, these were the countries where they were attracted. And when this land route was a limitation for these traders, that time they felt the need to discover new sea routes. So students, let us understand what were the causes led to the discovery of other parts or the geographical discoveries. So here is the first limitation of land route. We say limitation. What kind of limitation? Because Turkey was the important part by which the Europeans used to enter through Mediterranean Sea, and from there they used to reach the eastern part of India. But in the year 1453, when this Turkey was felt in the hands of Ottoman Turks, the day onward the rivalry between Turkey and the Europeans increased, and they stopped Europeans entering and having any trade relationship with Asia. Knowledge of wealth of East. We know that East, that is India, China and other countries of East, they were the treasure of the world. The precious stones, silk, cotton, ivory, spices and lot many things. We had a very good demand in European market. So this European were attracted towards India, and the knowledge that there is a lot of wealth in eastern area that was known to these people through Marco Polo. Marco Polo was a geographer and a traveler and a trader who came to China, Kublai Khan, and he carried rich silk, Chinese silk, cotton, textile and precious stones, and then he took it to the European market. Europeans realized about the richness of eastern part. The next is the growth of geographical knowledge. Surely there were some geographers like Ptolemy and Florentine. Ptolemy wrote a book on geography, while Florentine wrote a geography handbook. So they exposed the knowledge of geography. That was very, very important for the traders who came to East. Next is the patronage for monarch. Patronage from monarchs. Patronage means support. What kind of support? The financial, non-financial support to undertake the voyage. And especially to the merchantile class, and they started undertaking voyages. So they realized the importance of treasury that is to the East, and they should have it in their market, European market. So there was the availability of navigational aid. These monarchs made all the navigational aid available to the traders and the merchants and the voyagers, like mariner's compass, which was the invention of China. Along with that, the astrolabe, the geographical map, geographical book, handbooks and different things. These were the navigational aid that were given to the merchants. And next, desire to spread religion. There were, along with the traders, the European traders who came to East, along with them, they also sent Christian missionaries in order to spread Christianity in eastern part of the world. European merchants and countries realized the richness and they attracted towards Indian subcontinent and the East. When Ottoman Turks had a full control over the Turk region and the Europeans were thrown out of the trading with Eastern countries, that day onward the Europeans felt need of discovering new sea route towards the East. Portugal was one of the European countries which was in forefront of geographical discoveries. Its main objective was 3G, God, Glory and Gold. And the Prince Henry, who was the ruler of Portugal, he started school for navigation and he gave all the possible help to upgrade and uplift the navigation and all the merchant class in Portugal. So that's why he was known as Prince Henry the Navigator. There was another geographer named as Bartholomew Diaz. When he started his voyage, he instead wanted to reach India, but instead of India, he came till the Cape of South Africa, which was full of storms at that time. The sea was full of storms at Cape. That's why he named this cape as a Cape of Storms. But after a few days, the sea was clear, and when the storm was subdued, that time he started traveling further and he got the hope to travel further. That's why he named this Cape of South Africa as Cape of Good Hope. So he was Bartholomew Diaz. And the next geographer, next traveler who took the voyage, and actually the credit of discovery of India goes in his name, and he was Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama reached India in Calicut on 17th May 1498, and when he went back, he took all the precious stones, ivory, spices and lot many goods which had a very good demand in European market. So these earned him 60 times profit. So when this profit margin was realized by the other countries of the world, they also failed and they were also attracted towards India and Indian subcontinent. The next country that followed Portugal was Spain. There was a King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. They gave a patronage to different merchant class, and the first one was the Christopher Columbus. He was provided with the 3 ships and he took a voyage in order to discover India. He reached Bahamas somewhere in America, and the discovery of America is credited in the name of Christopher Columbus. Next was Ferdinand Magellan. This Ferdinand Magellan proved that Earth is round by circumnavigating it. He took a round around the Earth, and this was proved for the first time by Ferdinand Magellan that Earth is round by circumnavigating. Next country is France. Even there was a King Francis I who gave a promotion to merchant class, and they set up their colony, discovered one part in the eastern part of North America, that is Canada. Discovered India somewhere in 1498, and after 1498, England somewhere in the year 1600 CE, they established East India Company and they started trading with the India and other part of subcontinent. Henry VII was the ruler and the Queen Elizabeth who gave the charter to them, and they were sent to the different parts of world. The first one was the John Cabot, who claimed over the eastern part of Northern America, which is Canada. And that's why France and England came on confrontation or came in conflict on American land. So that is England. So students, let us come to the last part of this lesson. What was the consequence of these days? And we are right now in the modern times. So after the discovery of New Sea route to India, here the Atlantic Sea was discovered. Along with the Atlantic Sea that became the main commercial highway, the new cities became the important, like London, Lisbon and Amsterdam. London, capital of England, Lisbon, capital of Portugal, and Amsterdam, capital of Holland. At the same time, it led to the emergence of absolute monarchy in Europe, and that gave rise to colonialism and imperialism in most of the part of the world, because along with India, Sri Lanka and other countries, African and other countries, they lost their freedom and their rule went into the hands of British East India Company. So East India Company, which was very powerful, and that grabbed the different colonies of the world. Same time, not only England but also the Dutch, France and Portugal also had their colonies in different parts of world. European countries came as a trader to the east, but slowly their greed increased and they thought of becoming masters of eastern region. So they always treated themselves as white man's burden. What is white man's burden? Civilizing the uncivilized population of the world. They treated Asian and Africans who were uncivilized, and that's why they felt that is a burden on their head to civilize them. So at the same time, it encouraged the maritime activities, like lot many voyages, and the patronage was given by the monarchs for them. Then encouraged the growth of commercial activities, like new banks were started and also the credit institutions were started. The political, economic, social, cultural exploitation was started. When they colonized, they imperialized the different countries of the world. At that time, it led to the loss of freedom of the native countries. So it also led to the political, economic, social and cultural exploitation. But this discoveries also brought positive aspect, and that positive aspect is nothing but these discoveries brought the whole world closer, and it led to the emergence of the modern world. Okay students, so that's end of our first lesson from history section, early trade activities. We are right now all caught in a pandemic situation of COVID-19. It is quite impossible for all of us to come to our most beloved schools, and we are missing that teaching in the classroom. So this is a small effort from my side, from History Edulearn channel on YouTube, to reach up to you. So I request you to just share this video, subscribe this video, and let it go to the maximum students community. So thank you very much and keep tuned. Goodbye.